Welcome to the Just Music Podcast. I am your co-host, Jalen.
I'm your other co-host, Marco.
And this is a really cool episode we got for you because this guy here, we've been knowing him for a little while now. I want to say Marco's known him longer than I have, but we've had him be a part of some events that we've had. When we were doing the boiler rooms back in last one we did was back in June, and he showed up and showed out for that event. Shout out to Bodega for hosting us. And he's also very knowledgeable about DJing, about music, about house music, and also about just the music culture scene here in Charleston. And he's a family man, so definitely am honored to have him
Yeah,
on the show. DJ,
absolutely. And I just want to say, and he's
yeah, yeah.
DJing my sister's wedding in
Oh,
March next year.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So we got to talk
Yep,
about that too, man. DJ Norway, bro, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. How is everyone? Thank you for having me, by the way.
Of
You
course.
know, I was pretty excited once you reached out and said, "Hey, man, we want to have you on the podcast to chat about a few things." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah, man. It's well, Marco, if you want to go first, but um, I personally am doing well. Can't complain, man. Just really happy to really sit down and have this conversation because it's truth be told, it's been a minute since Marco and I have done an episode together. So I'm
Our schedules are just crazy nowadays,
yeah,
where like
yeah.
I'm doing one episode, then Jalen's doing an episode. I feel like people are like, are they like upset with each other? Like, no, okay, it's
Nah, man. We
scheduling.
just gotta
But
develop a
um,
record.
yeah, no, thank you again for coming on, uh, Greg, and it's really exciting. We've done some cool events together,
hmm
just with our brands and also just personally. So it's really exciting. And I kind of know you from the trio days, and now it's just really cool seeing what you're doing, and just kind of building up your brand and everything like that, and going above and beyond. And I remember because the first time I ever met you, I was like, Norway, like, are you Norwegian or something? Like,
Everybody
what
says
does
that,
that
man.
mean?
They're like, "Are you from Norway? Were you born there?" And just to give context, as we're talking about my name, it was actually my third DJ name that I kind of ran into, and this is the one that more resonates to who I am as a person and the things that I indulge in. Um, I'm not gonna go over the other two names because those are not important. But Norway kind of came from two things. So Nor, for more of the emphasis about me, like the things that I do, working in technology. I have a computer science degree. I was very tech savvy, and I still am. And in coding, there is command calls. N for neither, and O for or, of course. So nor, that's where that comes from. Then there's an underscore, which separates my other passion, which is I love anime. I love anything that is vibrant, colorful, cute. But I also love Sonic the Hedgehog. And when I was a kid, I created my own original character, we call him OCs, and his name was Way the Raccoon. So I kind of stuck with Way, and I knew I was gonna have to bring him to life sometime. Uh, so once it made sense to get some art done for it, I wanted to really present who I am on all aspects and keep something more brand savvy. Because anyone could put their face out there and be like DJ Norway, ha. But to have something that I could put on a card, on a sticker, that would easily bring and correlate brand awareness to me just by that icon is what I've been really looking for. And I'm actually looking at doing some rebranding and doing a refresh of it too, because it needs to be a little bit more edgy now. I think at this point, in my life, it's time to represent myself wholeheartedly in the things that I am aligning to today and where I'm heading.
Mhm.
Mm,
Yeah. That makes sense now. I understand the big picture with the raccoon as your
Mhm.
logo. Wow. There you go. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're not Norwegian, basically, to answer
Nah, definitely not Norwegian. Definitely not Norwegian at all.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I guess if you could just tell us a little bit about how you got into DJing and then kind of give like a high level, little backstory. Give us your origin story.
So my origin story, I was a babe and my family were tragically, no, they're fine. They're living good lives, pretty healthy and good health as well. Pretty much I'm very fortunate and blessed to come from a family that allows their partners to pursue their passions. And my father is a DJ, so I really learned a lot from him and his friends growing up in Hartsville, South Carolina, but born in Hawaii, traveled a lot as a kid, military brat. But pretty much my dad's been DJing since the day I was alive. Like, I think he's been DJing for around 36 years, and his name is DJ G Unit, GEE Unit, not G Unit, because then he'll get, sued for copyright infringement.
Legendary hip hop group.
But I'm very fortunate to have him be in my life and be such a uh, critical part of my existence and why I love music today and why I DJ. Um, so again, very blessed and fortunate to have him. It really gave me access to not only gear, but knowledge of music so early in my life. Um, so I've been able to play on all types of gear as well as transition from vinyl, knowing how to use, play, set up, as well as going from vinyl to CDs and playing CDJs, then from CDJs to digital, complete digital, which I use primarily Serato, but I can DJ on like using sticks on record box, certain platforms like CD 3000s, and other type of and other platforms as well. But due to my upbringing, I was specifically taught to learn on everything. So when the opportunity presents itself to do what you love, you have no limitations. The same rule applies to how I think about music. My father was very, very adamant of making sure I had such a wide exposure of sounds, whether it was funk, disco, house music, country, rap, R&B, soul. Like he wanted me to say, hey, if you want to do this professionally, the answer when you say no, it should be no because you don't want to do that, not no because you can't do that.
Mm.
Mm.
So
Wow.
that's kind of a good little brief high level overview of like why I got started, and like big things that I was really drilled into me early uh within the craft. But I've actually been DJing professionally for I think it's 18 years now. I started DJing when I was 14 years old, like getting paid to DJ. But I've been a student of the craft my whole life though. So that's a
Marco, I want to jump in if you don't mind, because you
Yeah.
said something just now in a way that really stood out. You was like, you know, obviously your father has been a big uh guiding force and inspiration for you when it comes to music. And you
mhm,
how basically from childhood to now, you were basically, trained in music and your dad was like, hey, whatever you decide to do with this, if you want to just do it as a hobby, or you want to do it professional,
mhm,
I want you to have the necessary skills so that when the opportunities come, you have the ability to say no. And you can say no, not because, oh, I can't do this, but because I don't want to do it. So like, I always tell people like, because, and this is something that I learned